I want to start the panel discussion on the basis of we've had the challenges. We've had probably what we ought to do. I'm just going to present to all of you, each one within a minute, to summarize, to then say, what is it that is making us fail, or what is it that is making us not go beyond what we know we should go beyond? What are those key hindrances, and what do we need to do immediately? Because we've talked about this morning. We can meet as a conference, talk. I think Dr. Bowen also said the same this morning. All talk, and all talk is nothing without action. But we need action. So what is that factor that is hindering us to get into action? I ask you to talk.
Thank you. I think there may be many things that we need to do, and different people will focus on different things. But for me, it's really a lack of value on our youth and on those people who are carrying the creative minds. Maybe we begin to treat people seriously. It could be a cultural thing when they become 30 or 40, but by then they have really lost their creative age group of really their formative age group of 8 years to 15 years, and their productive age group, which could be from 15 years to about 30. And so I think there is an inclusion we need to make, which appreciates the creative capacity of our youth. And I was hearing about starting hubs and starting situations that would really equip our youth to be productive in industry, not just to do academic programs, but to become relevant in industry. And I think that's one area where we can begin to make progress.
Thank you. For me, I think the leaky pipeline is on the education system. I think we really need to panel beat the way we are teaching our students so as to catch them young. We can't sit now at a summit and say, where are the women in ICT? I think we need to catch them young when they're students. And we are very good in terms of the booky ideas. Our curriculum is perfect. We have ICT from preschool, from ECD already. If you look at the books and the training that is available, the content is there. But we need a practical approach to this. We need a practical approach. We need the students to know how to apply this theory that is perfect into life. And I love the theme of the summit, lead with vision. Just the idea of leading. All the technologies that we're trying to embrace, and we're catching up. In everything we're doing, we're trying to catch up. But if we catch them young, we are going to lead. Let us lead in ICT by taking our theory and putting practical actions to it. I also like the idea of creating the ecosystems. We need the ecosystems where, you know, the enthusiasts, those who want to join the ICT wagon, they know where to go as young people. And I think the other problem is we're not telling our stories enough. So we might have the young people, like what my fellow speaker was saying, they are there, the young people who are interested, but where do they go? Who are the leaders? You know, let's tell these stories. Let's tell Simon's story. Let's get it out there. Let's tell our stories and inspire the next generation of leaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For Dr. Rukanda, yours is shifted. I want us to shift yours a little bit. Let's focus on the security side, right? On the security side, more specifically, in other words, what are those things from your experience that have been the hampering factors as we evolve and as we put these new systems in place? Are we adopting the right security systems in place within our entities or as a country? What are the gaps, and what do you think we really need to do to to jump ourselves, because a lot of the times that security budget is a very low budget that we spend. Our budget spent on security systems is very low, but you are being a security advocate. The practicality of it now.
I would say that particularly looking at Zimbabwe, there is a lack of what I call digital inclusion. There are silos. Those that sell gadgets or access devices wants to push them. They don't explain things that will make the usage of them or the software that is used on them remain secure. Those that sell software, they also do not tell the end users some software security issues. One example would be the devices that are being sold for cloud computing. If you try to access those in Zimbabwe, it's free for all. So it goes back to what Sicelo was saying, that there is need for awareness training around security, and with practical examples. There is a term that they call homomorphic security, FHE. What that means is that data or information is passed from point A to point B and it's processed without being decrypted. But we cannot even get to that level in this country because the basics of security, we do not understand them. So there's need for a lot of what I would call digital inclusion, and involve everyone from the initial stage so that they understand that using data, having access devices, staying on the digital platform, working and playing on cyber is good, but what matters more is security. And we need to start thinking about security the same way we think about security for a security guard at our gate. That every record, everything that is supposed to be recorded or protected is protected. Like I said yesterday, that in Zimbabwe you get them advertising in the newspaper requesting for an expression of interest for people to come and do VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. How do you do that? How do you advertise to thieves and everyone else to say, come and check whether our keys are working? We don't know whether our door is locked, so come and tell us. And then you put an advert in the paper. The whole governance process, the cyber security management, your information security assets, programs, the resilience structure is not there. That is done by people who don't understand the effect of that. And we see this quarterly, banks, the government, the retailers, forget it, it's now a thing of the past. You need to have specific organizations that you have a relationship with, like audit firms do on auditing, and they know when they are supposed to come and do a vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. That's one example where we don't understand security.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.